One misconception that is out there that you should automate 100% of your test. I think it sounds very tempting, and I'm sure you must have come across this particular sentence or expectations from within your team, from other different stakeholders, and there is nothing wrong with it. But you also have to keep an eye whether your application really requires those set of things. Is it really stable in nature? What is the percentage amount of code changes are happening on your repo? If you're talking about different classes of your application, how many times those are getting touched upon? But if things are in a very rapid development in nature, they are under a lot of maintenance or things are changing very rapidly, so basically even though automating them 100% will not give you a value, because things would be ultimately under maintenance, things will be failing constantly. So that would not be a right approach. So all your automation should be based on return on investment. So I'll give you my theory how basically I approach to the things. So whenever you talk about any application out there, you can either get your top priority scenarios or the flows, or you can also have a lot of things. So we have application monitoring tools, something like app dynamics, you have new relic logic monitor. You take help from those particular tool and try to learn what are the maximum traverse flows or used parts of your particular application, and then you should try to automate those first entirely. That will give you the 100% of ROI, what efforts you are going to put. So just running behind automating everything, I think you should approach on the flows which has been maximally used and critical for you, your customers, and your application. I think that will give you the more value out of it. Automation replaces manual testing. I think we have been hearing it from a while. Even when I started my career about 18 years ago, I was hearing these things, but nothing of that sorts happened, and it will not happen. See, coming up with the test scenarios, test cases, it's an art. It's a basically a matter of your how you're critically you are thinking, how you're judging the application, how you're applying your domain knowledge. And automation is just you are going to script and code those things the way you actually want it. Sometimes you can have a state of the art automation engineers, and you are having everything automated 100%, but still you are leaking defects to the customer end, because it is not covering the edge cases, it is not covering those business like scenarios. Then it will not be useful or helpful for you. So ultimately, having this conception, okay, automation is going to replace and everything on the manual testing side, it's a misconception basically. Developers should lead automated testing efforts. In some cases, yes, you can obviously take a help from the development team members. So sometimes, imagine you are working on a one particular application which is built in Java, and your developers are working, with Java and day out. And on your automation side as well, you are using Selenium with Java. Then definitely, I think you should go ahead and take the help from your development team members if you are facing any issues and challenges. But I think it should be owned by the quality engineers, and it's also an opportunity to learn all those engineering practices and implement it into the test automation. Automation testing is more expensive than manual testing. It's not in the long term, yes, but it's an investment that you should also give a thought about. So it might take a while to automate your different suits that you are targeting, but once you reach there, you can execute those suits basically at any point of time on any environment. So that is the ability and flexibility it's going to give you. On the face value, people might say, okay, automation is more expensive, but it is not. Automated testing is superior to manual testing, no, because you are actually feeding things to it. It's not other way around, right? So I always, based on the critical thinking and the ability of a QA members basically. And then once you actually go into this quality engineering hat, then you should actually write the script which will have more meaningful value and ability to find the issues, probable issues. Automated testing is a makeshift solution. No, it is not, because it's definitely going to give you the value and ability to squeeze your time to release to the market. That is where it becomes very important. Automation will solve all the testing problem. No, it's not. Again, it's a very misconception. As I'm saying, Testing is the entire wholesome process and umbrella. Automation basically it's one part of it. You will still gonna have to put a lot of efforts about how you write the test cases, how you do your requirement analysis, how you have the entire business flows covered as a part of your test cases, and eventually the automation test scripts. Test script created once can run for all the version of the builds. It not necessarily again would be true, because we all know once we try to shift it across different versions, it might require some kind of a tweaking, some kind of a parameters we need to feed them on the run. So it not necessarily is true all the time. Test automation is a silver bullet. So as keep on saying that it's not the solution for all your problems. If suppose if you are not developing quality code from the engineering side, test automation is not going to save you. You will have to work on the basics, right? Have those foundation in place, and then you can later leave it to test automation to do those validation for you.